Who won the Civil War?
Oh, shoot. It's East or West, right?
Well, it's the Civil War, so it's the civilians versus whoever was in power.
Who was on the $100 bill?
Oh, I know that.
Abraham Lincoln?
Nope.
Abraham Lincoln.
Come on, bro.
That's the First Amendment. What's the second?
Right to vote?
Name 3 states that border Canada. We'll just do one per person.
Asia.
I didn't know Canada had a border.
Well, those were some kids on the beach on spring break who couldn't answer some of the most basic questions in the age of all knowledge at our fingertips. Our nation seems to be less educated than ever, despite being online at astonishing rates. Now, this is undoubtedly because of the failures of our education system, as we've discussed in great detail on this channel. These people were allegedly college students, and it's mind-blowing that any college student might be confused about whether Asia borders Canada. But this crisis is extending beyond just basic levels of geography among young people. All demographics of Americans are wasting time on social media, which leads to higher levels of intellectual, mental, and physical health issues. Social media companies have been under extreme scrutiny of late for actually trying to create highly addictive algorithms that keep us in dopamine cycles and hijack our brain responders. So this is especially problematic among young people and teens who don't really have fully developed brains. Research is coming out that shows how the effects of social media and prolonged phone usage are significantly impacting the intelligence and health of younger Americans particularly. But this isn't just about our youth. It's an issue that adults are struggling with as well today. According to recent studies, every hour of social media usage can lead to worse mental health. So this affects all generations. Even baby boomers spend an average of nearly 2 hours on social media per day, while Gen Z can spend an average of 3 or more hours per day. Not only is social media harming our citizens' mental health, it can even impact our physical well-being. Social media addiction is skyrocketing, especially among our youth, and American anxiety levels are alarmingly high. Anxiety is countless physical manifestations in the body, such as increased heart rate, digestive issues, and worse sleep quality and more sleep disturbances. Social media and phone use is also known to disrupt sleep when used before bed, which many adults report doing. But who's behind this debilitating trend? Well, enter the woke social media giants that hijack our youth's attention. Their algorithms are intentionally designed to keep users engaged, sacrificing health for profit. Now, one example of this is Meta, which has recently been under fire for their addictive algorithms. Meta currently they face several lawsuits from both parents and teens due to the platform's intentionally addictive nature. Now, ironically, social media was designed to keep us connected, but instead it's contributed to a society that's lost the very essence of connection. So we're faced with crippling health and relational concerns as quality of life, sleep, intelligence, and emotional stability craters. Joining me today is Jeff Van Heerden, president of Sambrosa, which focuses on quality of life and sleep, and he's here to shed some profound insight on this critical issue. Jeff, welcome. It's great to see you again and great to have you here.
Thanks for having me on, Dr. Steve.
Honored to have you, man.
This conversation is deeper than most people think because everybody's got a phone in their pocket and it's so easily to be distracted. Our biggest input on it all is that when you have apps like Meta, where you have Facebook and Instagram, they've created such an insane money machine where, like you said, it's putting dopamine into a system, but then everybody runs out of it. That's the problem. And when you run out of it and you're always going for the next like, or you're sharing stuff and you just want attention, well, that brings a lot of depressed kids in our society, and even older people as well, because everybody wants that next second of fame, as you could say it, right? They're always trying to get that next level. But what in turn does that, what that in turn does is create such a system for big pharma is one. You've got people on prescription sleep aids, for example, because they're getting so stressed out because of they're not getting exactly what they hope for. It's all a portrayed dream, as you could say it. Everybody lives a fake online life. I'm not saying everybody in the social media world does, but there's a high percentage of the time it does. And then when they are struggling to get a good night's rest, well, then guess what? Next thing is their immune system goes down. What happens when your immune system goes down? You're buying more medication for your health, whether that be prescription products or vitamins, or there's so many different angles, but it starts to affect you and your immune system. Your productivity goes way down, and your attitude goes down. It's just a terrible cycle to be in.
A loop,
Yeah.
a doom loop.
Yeah, and it doesn't end unless you start taking action. Like, for example, in my own personal life, what I do is I set aside a certain amount of time every single day where I don't go on my phone, because it's a very, very healthy way just to get away from the outside world, do more exercise, and then focus on getting a good night's rest. Because at the end of the day, my biggest thing I always tell friends and family in my circles is, what happens if you're on a diet, for example, and you skip one day? Well, guess what? You'll be back on track in 3 days. It's okay. But imagine not getting a good night's rest for one night. Well, that increases your chance of getting sick. That brings your productivity down. It takes you 4 to 5 days to get back on track. It's like the most important core to your everyday life is getting a good night's rest.
Every biohacking article I've read always says it starts with your sleep. If you want to get your health in order, if you're all about getting healthy, it starts at whatever, 8 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m., whatever night whatever time you're going to sleep. That's where it starts. Your day starts the night before. It's very
exactly.
cool, because in the Hebrew tradition, like in the Genesis account, when you get the days of creation, the rhythm is, and it was evening and the morning, the first day, evening. So the day begins, it's in Byzantine time as well. The day begins at the end of day.
Yes.
And it begins with rest, which is very interesting, right? So I think that's so cool, because the health experts literally unanimously are saying it all starts the night before you wake up. That's where it starts. And I know, having gotten to know you and so forth, I mean, I know you concur. I mean, because that in many ways I think has revolutionized my health, is taking sleep, which when we're younger we don't.
Yeah.
We don't take it very seriously. It's taking sleep much more
Seriously.
seriously.
Yes. Because people don't really realize how much it affects you until you also start prioritizing it and realizing how much it benefits you down the road. Well, every day, of course. If you don't get a good night's rest, well, the next day is written off. From one side of the spectrum all the way to the other. Whether it's health, attitude, everything. Your whole life surrounds how you slept the night before.
Right.
So
I was in the intro, I was talking about how all these studies show that woke tech giants like Meta are behind this health nightmare that we're seeing.
Yeah.
I'm curious, in your opinion, how was this allowed to spiral out of control? Where were the politicians while we were, while our people got hooked up on their intentionally addictive algorithms and our health tanked?
Well, it's a great question. I'm not much of a politician, but there should be some rules and regulations there, just because the problem is in this day and age, you got younger and younger generations getting an iPhone, getting some type of smartphone, and they're getting all these apps, and they're getting addicted at such a young age. You're starting to see all these issues spiral out of control because of like depression, anxiety, all that's heightened because they're all chasing this dopamine, which at a young age, personally, thankfully, my father didn't allow me to have a phone at a very young age. So I didn't have to deal with that at such young age. But now we're getting these issues at 10, 11, 12 years old. where you're getting depressed kids, you're getting like, and then that's never mind them before they're going to school, right? That brings a whole nother area of issues where either they're getting bullied or there's so many different angles in the school life. But I don't. I personally don't have a great answer on that because it's an interesting topic. Like, how do you control that in a sense, right? It's a money making machine, but how do you stop it? There's no roadblock. I don't know. It's a difficult
Yeah,
one.
I'm wondering. I think you just, in many ways, I think you just answered it in the sense. If it's a money making machine, you could be sure politicians are being greased.
Yeah, right.
They're getting, they're gonna. If it's a money making machine, there are going to be a lot of lobbyists, very well paid lobbyists, to make sure that politicians stay out of their algorithms. And
Yeah,
that's probably most likely that's what we're going with this Elon Musk thing with Doge, and
yeah,
we're uncovering just what.
unbelievable.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, what a corrupt swamp. I mean, our whole federal government just become one big slush fund when all's said and done. It's just a money laundering system. It's just horrible. I mean, probably you could get rid of 90% of it and it wouldn't mean anything, right? It is. It's absolutely unbelievable. So, Jeff, what hope is there for kids and just even the rest of all of us? We're all drowning in social media. We can't help it. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
But what do you prescribe here? Because you've been studying health and sleep for years now.
So the big thing for us is to create a structure in your life. Number one, if you can create a structure in your life where you're evaluating your time for one, if you're getting out there exercising more, trying to eat healthier, and then getting a good night's rest, because that's where it starts, and then you can build off from there. That's why we've created a product called Sambrosa. It's a homeopathic.
I know it well.
Yeah, it's a very unique product, and if nothing else works, we'll be in the back corner here to help you. Of course, everybody would rather take nothing, and I'd prefer everyone to take nothing at the end of the day, because that's the best outlook on life, right? If you can do anything or do everything that you want in your schedule without needing help, that's amazing. But at the end of the day, I personally take Sambrosa because that starts my day off right. I wake up with more energy and vitality, and that's just a backup. Do I recommend everyone taking a product every single night? Absolutely not. But if there's no other answer for you, that's why we're there. And we want a healthier, safer way to get a good night's rest and to get off big pharma.
Yes, that's huge. And that's what I love about Sambrosa. Can you tell us a little bit about it? Because it's a sleep aid. It is the most, I don't know how to put it. Jeff, you and I were talking about this earlier. It is the most effective sleep aid I have ever taken. Natural, right? Sleep aid. It's literally like a syrup. And just a little bit at night. That's it. I take it like an hour before I go to bed, and I am out. I mean, can you tell us a little about to me? I was telling you, I think this is like you found it on some island in Fiji or something, near a fountain of youth or something like that.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about it.
So we were not the founders of the product. It was created by two homeopathic doctors that their girl, it was her daughter that had problems with getting a good night's rest. And this product is made for getting a good night's rest and improving your allergies as well.
Yes.
It's a duo, and it's very powerful because honey, if you've ever talked to a lot of different people that have sleeping issues, honey itself helps with sleep. It soothes the throat. Sorry, that's a hard word for me to say, apparently.
Well, I'll try it. Soothes the throat 10 times fast. That's right.
Yeah. So with the combination between honey and each herb, when she was creating it, she kept on changing the dosages of each herb to really master it. And after a few times trying to create the product, she really hit it out of the park. Because if you look into all the herbs that are in our product, each one is a different part of brings relaxation, calms the mind, or like Hawthorne, where it controls your blood pressure. It doesn't raise, it doesn't lower it, just controls it, and that's what gets you ready for bed. And then once you get into your sleep, it puts you into a puts you into a deep REM sleep, and which that in return does is recharges your body, so that when you wake up in the morning, you should feel refreshed and vitalized and ready to take on your day.
That's what I love. Yeah, that's what I love about
Yeah.
Sambrosa. Is Sambrosa, that would be part of sort of this battle plan to take back our health, right? Sleep, health, working on our, trying to I love how you say take a break from the social media, refresh our minds from these platforms.
Yeah, because if you let yourself get away with it, like I've been caught doing it 100 different times, where you're sitting there doomsday scrolling, right? Like it just doesn't end, because like something else just piques your interest, and all of a sudden there's an hour gone. But if you don't keep that in the back of your mind, you'll be caught doing that many times over again. It's just got to be more on the top of your mind, and for the younger kids. At the end of the day, like when we discussed how, what type of rules and regulations can we have, I don't think there's any way to stop it. I think at the end of the day, it's more of a parenting thing, and everybody can do whatever they want at the end of the day. But I would, on a personal note, on what I would do with my own kids, is I would just hold back social medias as much as I could, and just so they're not sitting there doomsday scrolling, because it's going to affect them so much long term.
Right.
And there's so many different things about the kids that it's going to affect, whether that's going to be medication or whether that's going to be depression or anxiety. As the more you can keep it away, I think the better it is, because there's no reason why we should turn this money making machine into doing that from 18 years and younger, of just pulling out every dollar that we possibly can out of these kids, in a sense, right? Because that's what it's doing.
Very well said. Yeah, very well said. But the key takeaway that everyone can do right now to get that good night's sleep. It's
That's
right there, just a click away. Gang,
right.
I've loved Sambrosa. I love Jeff's company. They're wonderful.
Appreciate
I'm going to let them know. I met Jeff at the inauguration. Jeff was there with his dad, and it was just, we just had to, it was part of the high-fiving. Everybody was high-fiving in DC all that weekend.
Yeah.
The big MAGA crowd. It was amazing.
And we randomly met up. That was the crazy.
It was amazing. I mean, just, praise God. I mean, it just brought us together. And
it's amazing how things happen.
It is. And then I remember talking to your dad, and I said, he told me what you guys did. And I said, yeah, I love sleep products, because everyone in my audience knows I'm a horrible sleeper. I don't know if I can't produce the melatonin. I don't know, but my brain doesn't stop. I can read. I can just keep going. Sambrosa knocks me out, man. I mean, I am out.
I love it.
I was telling you the joke in my family is I never fall asleep on the couch, but since I've taken Sambrosa, everyone kind of nudges me saying, get up, Dad. You gotta go to your room.
It works.
You're snoring. Come on, man. We're trying to enjoy the TV here. So it does. It works. It's amazing. I love it. Gang, the fight for our health is more important than ever, and it is essential to prioritize tangible solutions to the social media mess that we're all in, and that's tanking our health. It's critical to foster a healthier relationship with the media, and we have tools like Sambrosa to help on this journey. So don't wait. Take action today by purchasing your own Sambrosa. Just click on that link below, and let's prioritize our well-being. I think you're going to absolutely love it. So just find the description, but find the link in the description below and try it out. I think you will be very, very impressed the following morning, because you won't be thinking about it at night, because you'll be sleeping the whole night. So there it is. Jeff, man, thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's have you back very soon.
Definitely. 100%. Thanks a lot, Dr. Steve.
Thanks, Jeff.